Motherfucker.
Greetings, motherfuckers. I am Flesh Wound Dan, joined by Producer Todd.
Motherfucking yeah.
The Invisible Man, Pug's Dread.
Namaste. This is for the writers, and they're striking. I'm with them.
And Mike Kruger.
Welcome to prime time, bitch.
So, Kruger is seeing Terrifier on the big screen tonight, so we're going to jump right in so he can get, his take on a couple things. So, little rush today. Little bit, already dropping a motherfucker. That's why we don't monetize. Four motherfuckers. Four motherfuckers, and we're like 30 seconds in.
I think that's our new show name, Four Motherfuckers.
Four motherfuckers can definitely be like the Wednesday show. Just four motherfuckers talking horror. What's up, Swaggy in the chat?
Well,
we're gonna get
our Mother's Day special, so it's been named.
All right. So we'll get right into it with our first film of the evening, which I am stalling to pull up the synopsis. Everything's going wrong today. All right,
fucking sucks right now.
I've got it. All right, so our first movie of the evening is The Breach from director Rodrigo Gudino. And in this film, counting down his last days as chief of police in the tiny town of Lone Crow, John Hawkins must investigate one last case when a mangled body with uncanny wounds washes up on the shores of the Porcupine River. All right, The Breach. I know one we were really excited for, but Kruger, what did you think of The Breach? I know this one you were particularly excited for.
Yeah, I mean, the trailer for this came out a really long time ago, and ever since I watched it, I was kept checking when it was actually going to get put out. So the one thing I'll say is it pulled me in right away with the opening scene, and I just, as a whole, I love the concept of this story. It's very From Beyond-esque, and I think my biggest issue is that I really like a lot of what the story does and what this movie does, but after the first couple of minutes in that opening scene where everything's getting set up, there's about 40 minutes where this movie is just very, very slow moving. Mm-hmm. And I was getting pretty goddamn bored, and I was just like, I really, really hope they bring it home with something strong. And well, they did bring it home with a really good final act. I was still just expecting a little bit more. I think just coming into this, my expectations were put way too high. I had them way too high. I probably should have kept them in check. I mean, there's a lot of cool body horror we get throughout the movie, but I just wasn't crazy about these zombie-esque monsters that we got at the end of the film. I was really hoping and expecting for something better in the creature department, but at the same time, the designs for the zombie-esque monsters were really fucking cool looking, and the effects for this movie being, very low budget were all really well done. But as a whole, I just I needed something more for me to give it my full stamp of approval. I didn't hate it, but again, my expectations were really, really high due to how excited the trailer made me feel. And I'd say just on The Breach itself, I found it about average. But I will, and I don't know if I'd ever rewatch it or pick it up for my collection. And I kind of do wish I would have waited until it came to a streaming service, because I did pay the $5 it was to rent it, and I think if I wouldn't have paid the $5, I just saw it on Shudder or Screambox or something like that, I would have maybe had a little bit I would have liked it slightly a little bit more
forgiving.
Because, I would have been more forgiving on it. But for fans of Lovecraftian horror, we don't get a lot of that, so I will say this, and with some of the stuff we do get, and Dan can attest to this, it's usually pretty fucking bad. This was a solid one. So if you're hungry for some Lovecraft-esque horror, I'd say give it a shot, but maybe wait till it's on a streaming service.
You can count me in with you, Kruger, because I was excited. Slash did the music, which was fucking awesome.
Produced it as well. He was a producer.
Yeah, well, we can also thank him for The Witch. He's a big horror fan. He's Cool dude.
Doesn't put his wife in everything though.
Because he's smart. He puts, you know what? I'm about to get misogynistic, and I gotta be nice. Don't do that to me, Todd. But yeah, there is about a 40-minute lull in this movie, but the bookends are very entertaining. So I can't give it a full stamp of approval, but there is something there. And I enjoyed seeing Homeboy in there because I saw the Quicksand first, and then I saw this. So I was like, hey, we got same actor, dude. That was cool. I really do like how the things looked in the end of the movie, but it's just that middle part that did not do it for me. So that's about it.
Yeah, count me in with you too. I think I know Kruger went in with the highest hopes. I was just kind of like, well, we'll see where this goes. And yeah, it was. I didn't hate it. It was just kind of in the middle, you know.
Yeah.
I didn't like it. It's not all bad, but this one is a pretty big letdown. Well, first off, just a little bit of background. It's based on actually an Audible original by the author Nick Cutter, who's very popular. I think almost all of his books are optioned for film right now. The Troop, which certainly I hope that's a somewhat bigger budgeted movie. That I can see that movie in my head. Not familiar with this one. I'm not an Audible guy, but that is what it is based on. And as you mentioned, Slash is the producer and does the music. I have a lot of issues with it. I shouldn't say I hated it. It certainly has its moments. I thought the love triangle was kind of lame. Like, I could not care less about that in this film. It just sort of feels like it's there to kill time. And another big issue I had, while some of the effects are kind of cool, kind of gooey, we do get some CGI blood spray. And the biggest issue I had with it, the entire finale, we see these creatures in the daylight. And if they had lit it a little bit better, that would have helped. Like, I don't need to see that much detail on this because it's not helping. It's a shame. This was a little bit lower budget.
They look like Attack on Titan.
Yeah, a bit. Yeah, a bit.
Yeah, they were kind of like just sort of like walking like meat suits in a way. Yeah. Kind of looked like that character in the last Resident Evil. You know, they had the face growing out of the side. I mean, it was cool, but it shouldn't have been just the daylight finale. It looked cheap. It didn't bring it home like it could have. I was like, this movie really needs to end on a bigger punch. You know, it starts off well. It's interesting enough with the canoe and the mangled, almost otherworldly looking remains of a body showing up. So it drew me in. I also thought it was pretty funny and a coincidence, but Alan Hocko, our star, is also the husband in Quicksand, which we'll be reviewing later. Acting was fine. I just did not care about this little love triangle. It just felt like it was there to kill time. And, you know, quite frankly, if you're into Lovecraft, you kind of know exactly where this is going.
Oh, absolutely.
And I have a feeling the Audible story's probably a lot more epic and kind of expands on things a little bit.
I'm curious. Yeah, that could. Yeah, with the world opened up.
Yeah. I mean,
next car ride, Todd.
Yeah. You know, if there wasn't the make your own damn movie, or no, there's a new audiobook from Troma, then it might have had a shot.
Yeah, I feel bad shitting on it too much. It's definitely lower budget than I was expecting. I thought,
me too.
Be a little bit. I knew it was an indie movie, but I figured it would be a little bit more, you know, to it. It might be perfectly fine for some of you, but yeah, there was a whole lot of just dragging of the feet in this one for me. That hurt because it does have some decent atmosphere here and there and some okay effects.
I will admit, I was on my phone a lot of this movie, and that's not normal for me.
Yeah. So, unfortunately, this one's a disappointment, but let's go ahead and rate it. Kruger, what say you?
I'm a 2.5 out of 5.
I was gonna go 2, but I'm gonna go 2.5 because of Slash. So
I count me in at 2.5 also.
I'm going to give this one a 2.
Okay.
So
Not far off.
Yeah.
Average, below average. It walks that line.
It definitely walks that
shave
line.
it down 15 minutes. I would give it a 3.
Yeah, sometimes. Yeah. And again, I feel bad because I don't think the actors did a bad job. I just didn't really care about the human drama in this one, and that's kind of a big issue. All right. But another movie that I know we reacted to the trailer and we were excited for is Pollen from writer-director D.W. Madoff. This is actually his first film. And it follows, after a senior coworker assaults a bright-eyed young woman, her dream job becomes a living nightmare as she tries to keep her career together while being tormented at work, at home, and in her dreams by a mysterious tree monster.
Be good, gentlemen.
So, Pollen, I was not too sure with this one. I don't really remember the trailer too well, but I was like, I don't know. This could be interesting. Looks, again, maybe a little too low budget for the story it's going to try and tell. I was pleasantly surprised with this one. I would say don't go in expecting some tree monster bumping people off and some heavy gore fest. That's not this film. This is definitely a movie where this tree creature is kind of a metaphor for the trauma that she goes through in the movie, and I think it's very clever. This is actually not her first film, but Ava Rose Kennard, who plays the lead character, is really, really good and one to watch. I think she's got some great genre work in her future. I can see some people having an issue with certain things with this movie. The cops don't seem to exist in this world. There's a scene where somebody gets stabbed in the leg, and
Nobody shows up.
The police just don't even get involved. But you also have to watch this movie and realize some of this might not be happening might not be happening, the way you're seeing it through her eyes. I thought this was actually really, really good. Again, some are going to have issues. Every character except for her is kind of a piece of shit. And I know that have a lot of sort of gaslighting characters. And you could argue,
right? It's because Dan's related.
I don't want to give it away, but there's a scene where a character goes back to this person's place towards the end where it was that just makes no sense at all. Even for a shitty horn dog like that, nah, I couldn't buy it then. But again,
if it was Dan, I would have seen.
I mean, dude, if all his other options fucking weren't answering this text.
What is really happening and what isn't? I love this movie. I think it's probably going to be misunderstood by a lot of people, but this is going to be in my top 10. I liked it. Wow. I thought there was a lot more to this than I was expecting.
I'm gonna have to push back a little bit, Dan, with the lead actress. Her crying in the hallway was very shitty, in my opinion. But that doesn't take away from the rest of the movie.
She's kind of like that innocent, doughy-eyed person going into this corporate environment where.
No, I'm not talking about that. When she had her breakdown and crying, it was like when I get taken out of Seven with Brad Pitt doing that little breakdown moment. It's just a little bit too far for me, but everything else is fine. I didn't mean to interrupt you. Go for it.
Oh, no, that's okay. I mean, this is grief, trauma, horror. That's what really is hitting nowadays. And I think this is actually a pretty fucking fantastic little indie movie in a year where there's been a lot of stuff letting me down. I like this one a lot. Not quite perfect, but I do like this one a lot. This is, I hope people watch it and give it a shot. but it's going to be a polarizing film. So
I hate to
what did
do
you
it.
guys think?
I hate to do it, but I actually
You're gonna
agree with Dan.
yeah.
But
Yeah.
my difference is I'm kind of over the trauma horror, but if it's good, it's good. And this one caught me, and I did enjoy this one.
I wonder why, Todd.
There are some
Likable characters.
Mm-hmm.
yeah, and,
Minus one.
few moments of body horror that again, I don't want to pitch it that way because I think a lot of people aren't going to give it a shot because they're expecting a monster movie. And
Yeah, I was getting more of that out of the trailer for sure.
Yeah, and it could have been that, but there's some
Glad I
nasty-
didn't remember the trailer then.
Yeah,
I got really excited with the opening scene. I'm like, oh, cool. Is Logan Paul going to be in the background? What's going on here? And then it goes in somewhere else. And I enjoyed this ride, as traumatic as it is. And as, well, I don't want to be a dickhead, so I'm just going to leave it as traumatic as it is. I like the asshole characters because they do exist in real life. I happen to be one at times, but I'm also a good guy most of the time too. So, this chick does do her job, and I do appreciate that. Her boss, though, that's the one I'm like, you need to fucking back off, bitch. You need to calm the fuck down. The dude was all right. This bitch is tripping. I did enjoy this movie, though.
some of those characters might seem over the top, but they do exist.
Oh, yeah.
Go for it, Kruger. Sorry.
Yeah, like I said, watching the trailer, I was definitely expecting more like horror monster elements being played in, but I did really feel for the main character and all the struggle she was going through in her workplace. I mean, like, from going from being a coffee shop worker to being in a corporate building with, just a bunch of pencil pushing assholes. I mean, it definitely could be a jarring experience. And the way things were just escalating into shittier and shittier situations for her, even though she was good at her job, I mean, it was just hell. And I felt like that's a very relatable situation because I know a lot of people that are great at their jobs, but they're absolutely miserable there because of the work environment. But there are some slight body horror elements that did play into the story that I really liked. I just wish that would have played more of a part, like that part where she sneezed on that chick and all this pollen out of the nose and stuff. I thought that was really cool, but I was hoping for maybe more of a transformation type of thing going on with her. Maybe the tree man, the more he's around her, the more she starts to turn into a plant. That's what I was kind of hoping for, and I really wish they would have went that route because I would have liked the movie a lot more. And like with what we did get in the final act, I kind of wanted that instead. So that was a slight disappointment, but I did like the tree man entity, and I thought he looked cool, and it was a pretty rad character, even though you've seen that thing done before. But again, like I think my biggest gripe was I thought the final act was a little lackluster, and I was hoping to build to something a little crazier. And with what we got, I kind of just had me saying, "Oh man, that's it." Because I'll tell you, if it would have stuck the landing, I would have rated this one pretty high, but. This is another one where, like, I liked some of the elements going on in the story and everything, but just as a whole, I'd say it's about average for me.
Okay.
Before we go into rating, I do appreciate the Todd moment, and not the one where it's forced upon. The neck brace, dude, that reminded me of when you came to the arena and the crutches and the brace. That shit cracked me up.
The Bob Orton moment. Yeah.
Damn,
It
Richard
is
making me have to go protect the boys, make kayfabe.
Yeah. I remember when I first saw you, that shit floored me, dude.
It is more psychological, so go in with that.
Expecting
in mind,
that.
But I think it's really good. Definitely on my top 10 so far. So with that being said, let's go ahead and rate it. I am a 4.5. I love this movie. Not quite perfect. There's a couple little things they could have tightened up, but first time director, man, I really dug this movie.
I'm a 4.
I am a 2.5 out of 5.
I'm a 3.5 out of 5.
Oh, we're all over the place.
With a high recommendation, though. I do think you should press play on this. Ben Grimm, too much office politics, not enough creature. I almost feel like it. If you cut the tree dude scenes out, it would be the same movie.
Oh yeah, I mean for sure.
I think
Yeah.
Shout out to Grace.
Shout out. All right. So
Man, damn.
Kruger, you got You got to go and see Art dismember.
I got a couple more minutes in me. We went pretty quick,
Okay.
so.
Well, might as well get into the news.
Yes. Well,
All right.
I'll let you guys know when I bow out. But I think I got another like 10, 15
Well,
minutes in me.
Brian Trash brought it up in the chat.
Ryan Trash says, "Oh, go ahead."
No, go for it.
Freaks is being released on Blu-ray through Criterion with other Todd Browning movies. Oh,
That is
it a set?
so. I don't know that it's really a set, but there's other movies on it.
They're just
I'm
releasing
not sure if
4-1.
it'll be a thicker packaging. I doubt it, but it's unclear. But man, Freaks is long overdue. I've been in groups for Criterion, just like, how have you guys not put this on?
Because that
Blu-ray?
cocksucking company wouldn't license it. And they're cocksuckers not for not licensing. They're fucking cocksuckers because they could fucking suck a cock. And we'll talk more about that.
That makes sense. Lots of cocksucking, lots of motherfucking.
the
I-
bad kind. Well,
I gotta. They did a motherfucker move today. I'm like worried about my language tonight.
You're talking studio.
Was it the trees?
Yeah. I will talk about that.
You're getting ahead of yourself.
I am.
It's not the Criterion that are the motherfucking.
No, it's the brothers of cocksuckers.
Okay.
The cocksuckers.
So first one I want to talk about, we are getting a Return of the Living Dead reboot. Now, it may not be good based on what I'm looking into it.
Shocker,
Bugs,
Dan look into it.
I don't.
It's not good.
I don't get you, but well, let me get into the news first. So, Living Dead Media is behind the new Return of the Living Dead. It's being described as a reboot that's expanding on the existing worlds of the 5 original films. I think they probably should have just said the 3, not get off to a bad start with 4 and 5. But what's really damning to me on this one, it's going to be directed by Steve Walsh. And if you don't know that name, he is the director of Kill Her Goats and Muck.
I get why they picked them. It makes sense.
I am not.
I like it more already.
I like it because it triggered Dan already.
That's too.
Oh no! Look, we have 4 and 5. I mean, you can't do much worse than that. But that's
Hold my beer. Hold my tracks in.
Well, Killer Goats is actually worse than 4 or 5. I will say. I
didn't
That
see that
movie-
many titties in
There wasn't
4 and
even
5.
that much. I mean, that one.
They went quality over quantity, sir. Those were quality titties.
Yeah, that movie's a piece of shit. But
Those titties weren't. Those titties ain't R-worded.
Return of the Living Dead. I don't know. I mean, that kind of like, whatever.
You have to
Night of the
remember
Living
going into
Dead.
this, Dan, Pugs hates Return of the Living Dead. So
Yeah, which I still
just
don't
keep that in
understand.
mind. With
That
You know
movie's
what?
too- You're a
Fuck that movie.
musician.
It's gonna.
You're,
That has nothing to do with it. I don't enjoy that movie. But I didn't enjoy the original Suspiria either, and I fucking love the 2018 version. So fingers crossed for me.
I don't know that you're going to have that kind of a budget on this one. I'm getting.
Haven't seen it yet. Oh,
Don't worry.
okay.
I know, yeah, it's gonna be like those Night of the Living Dead, sequels we get. It's gonna be bad, but I'm just hoping we get entertainingly bad.
Yeah, it's possible. Look, I mean, that director, I have not liked any of his stuff.
You didn't like Muck at all?
Muck is.
I liked Muck.
I don't know
Muck's
why.
fun.
Some people
I don't
seem
remember
to
Muck.
like that one. It has its moments. It's forgettable. That's how I would describe it.
It is, but it's fun, like for that 90 minutes. So
Yeah, maybe I need to revisit it. Maybe I'll see a little bit of hope in this movie. But I really think one of the coolest things they could do, and I know this is just fantasy booking, do a direct follow-up to 3. You could maybe do something interesting. Maybe Melinda Clark didn't die. I don't know.
that's just your boner talking, Dan. That story.
It's unlikely, and
This
it had
is
a
coming
good
from the
ending.
guy who wants new ideas, but let's just give us a direct sequel.
Well, we have
something
it.
like-
We have it no matter what. So it's going to be even if this was a studio movie, Return of the Living Dead is hard to match in terms of just that feel.
I think
yeah.
that's it. Honestly, be a name only gimmick. I mean, why?
Yeah,
It's all about the name. They're going to make money off it. Is it going to be shitty movies? Probably. But you know what, Dan? Would you be more mad if Master Blum got it?
No.
Yeah, actually, I would. I would be more angry. That would just
shit.
I would be more angry. This guy may have made a really bad movie, in my opinion, with Killer Goats, but maybe.
I'll let you that one, Dan.
Cliff
Hello.
Booth.
Cliff Booth.
Oh.
I'd rather watch a current day Linnea Quigley dance in the graveyard than watch that guaranteed piece of shit. Garbage. I'm sorry.
I thought I was reading it for the Fairuza bashing, and I wasn't going to read it. That's why I paused. But okay.
But you also
You're a
understand
poussoir.
someone else will read it if you don't.
I know, but I will.
Took our jobs. That's part of their problem.
He just doesn't want to be on record for talking shit about
Negative words coming out of my mouth about the goddess.
He's waiting for her to open her massage parlor.
I know. I haven't told Dan. It'll come up later. I'll save it because Dan can never be an influencer now.
You know what? We need to do a franchise show on Return of the Living Dead.
Yeah, we've long threatened. We've long threatened plugs with that.
I hope I get COVID again.
Well, maybe like 3.
Maybe
It's all right. It's not a big deal for me.
that gave us the Mexican zombies. Of course, I love 3. That's my favorite.
Some would say that's
Fucking
like
Cholo zombies.
a lot of people like 3, but that's usually their biggest issue. A lot of people thought they were stereotypes. That's
The best part of it. I'll tell you something, motherfuckers. As a brown person in 1994, 3, whatever the fuck it was, we got to see our fucking people getting first zombies ever. And I'm not counting that, but like straight up fucking Mexican zombies. They're stereotyped for a reason. I know those motherfuckers. It made perfect sense.
There you go. So fingers crossed.
Zombie. I did have it, but that was almost like a year ago. So I really hope I don't get it, but I don't think it'll be as bad as what you're watching Return of the Living Dead. And also, I am Groot.
All right. Well, one that, I will say at least we'll have a budget behind it. It's not necessarily going to be good, but we also have Pet Sematary Bloodlines coming to Paramount Plus October 6th. And wow, did I guess lose track of this one because I didn't even know it was coming.
No, it wasn't. You didn't lose track of anything. It just came out of nowhere.
It just got announced randomly
out of nowhere. Like this was our first inkling of it.
But apparently, this is supposed to be Judd's experience. It's going to be a prequel showing what he went through. So I'm kind of excited about that. I know a lot of people hated the Pet Sematary remake, but I actually kind of liked it. Like I didn't love it or anything like that, but I thought it was decent. I've actually never watched Pet Sematary 2 though. So now that this new one's coming out,
I think you will like it. It's
because I love the original Pet Sematary.
I think
one is better, but yeah,
it's more. It's going to give you more of what you want. I think you'll enjoy that one. I know, I was going to say there's not so far there's not a Pet Sematary I don't like. So, and as Ben mentioned, Pam Grier's in it, so I'm in.
And David Duchovny, it's a very good
Henry
cast.
Thomas, I'm liking
Henry Thomas,
Samantha Mathis.
They can talk about aliens.
Really good.
If they don't have an alien conversation in that movie, I'm gonna be pissed.
The weird thing about this is it almost sounds more like they're just making it because it's Judd Crandall in 1969 with a group of his childhood friends fighting an ancient evil. And I was like, okay, so this is like a little more it than Pet Sematary.
They got to get that Pet Sematary money. They're getting king money. They don't give a shit what they pull from.
How fucking hard is it going to be, though? Fred Gwynn is so distinct. Like, just getting that, it's like, you don't want to go down that road. Like, it's
just
hard
hit
to
up Rob Zombie.
Who is playing him?
I don't know. I was assuming Henry
Anna
Thomas.
Phillips?
But he's listed as Dan.
Oh, he is?
Phillips?
Okay.
Well, wait. Is Judd a nickname? Do we know any?
Judd Crandall.
I know, but is that like his given name?
That's
Judd?
A good question. I just think of him as Judd Crandall.
Well, that's what I don't know. I mean, though Judd is a normal name of the era too. So, but no one's listed as Judd yet.
Okay,
and
so
listed as Dan. David's, but it's IMDb and it's early. They could also be throwing out dummy names too.
Yeah, this is true.
Early, but it's coming out October 6th. So, I mean, I don't
Cliff
know.
Booth.
This one.
Probably that guy from the New Monsters. Yep.
That would be funny.
Let me fuck him again.
Well, no,
right in the grave.
Well,
I don't know. At least we have something in October.
yeah.
Cable Channel 11. Pet Sematary remake wasn't horrible, but it was nowhere near the original or even Pet Sematary 2.
I like the swerve in that one. They gave,
What's
in
the actor's name? The dad in the remake. That dude's awesome.
Oh,
He did the shitty Terminator movie, or one of them.
Dale
I know exactly who you're talking about. Yeah,
Yeah. Well, it doesn't really matter. I like that guy a lot.
he's
really
the
good.
worst John Connor.
Was
Jason
it-
Clarke.
Yeah.
Jason, yeah. I was gonna say Dale Midkiff was always really good in the first one. He didn't have the career I was expecting him to have.
But you know what? Just because this series is prequel doesn't necessarily mean it's prequel to the movie, does it?
No, it's unclear. Is this a prequel to the remake? Is this a prequel to the original? Or
is it just a prequel to the novel? I mean, we don't even.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like,
One thing that always bugged me about the movie, and I don't know if it's the same for you guys, but that truck hitting Gage, he would literally be fucking soup. That was one thing that always I was like, a little.
Maybe he was going only 30. Who knows?
Dude, still.
Oh yeah, Clancy Brown in the second one was great too.
Oh yeah, he's amazing.
You'll love
Brown's
some
always
Clancy
amazing.
Brown in that one.
They're talking the remake, Jess, but yeah, Clancy.
But
Brown.
no, and you know what? I thought John Lithgow was a good Judd.
It's not a terrible remake. I didn't have a big issue.
It's different, you know what I mean? So
Yeah,
there is that's a role I can
It's
have
John
someone
fucking
else.
Lithgow, dude. That guy fucking owns. It's Trinity.
you need a great actor in the Judd role because again, Gwyn was so underrated just in general, and Lithgow was really good casting. And Henry Thomas usually slays it too. Haunting of Hill House, it's amazing.
See, I could see him Judd, but I could not see Duchovny.
No, I don't think Duchovny's Judd. I'd be really shocked.
I just wanted to be the man whore of the group of friends.
Well, on that note, gentlemen, I'm gonna go watch Art the
right.
Clown, go saw a chicken.
Enjoy.
And have fun.
Do the same. Yeah.
All right, guys. Peace
All
out.
right.
There
All right,
you
everybody.
go.
Have a good rest
Post
of the
photos.
Yeah.
So yes, Kruger's off to see Terrifier, so that's why I had to dip. But yeah, I don't know. I mean, this one I think has more potential than Return of the Living Dead right now.
Oh
But-
shit.
Oh, wait,
Zombie just said I got hit by a shuttle bus going 35 and walked it off. Well, I'm glad you're okay, Zombie.
I hope you got your money. There's been a lot of that.
Yeah, you better
going on.
sell it. Ah!
Yeah.
Yeah, it took me like 3 fucking years, but I finally got it. But a lot of people right now are being in accidents. Piz was, I mean, he's okay, but he was in a car thing too. So
Shit.
yeah,
He's all right.
He's
He should
okay.
be driving
but
that thing.
Was he talking bad about the studios or the mouse or anything?
I
Tiger behind the wheel.
I don't.
Man, see, Dan didn't hear it, and I think it's just local news that broke with that thing we're going to talk about later.
Oh yeah,
Oh.
I should say we're gonna close out our
Fuckers.
reviews, and then we are talking the strike stuff.
Oh, it's going to be a lot of motherfuckers in that.
Yeah,
I got a lot of friends that are on
those.
those lines. I am
Yeah.
I am with them on this. Fuck that.
I have
Anyway.
nuanced views, but we'll get into it.
We know you have
all right.
reviews.
Let's see. No, I think we'll be close, but yeah. All right. So our next movie, and then we'll get into the strikes, which should be
You have
interesting.
2 movies left, sir.
Quicksand. Yeah, 2 more movies. So our next one, Quicksand, from director Andreas Beltran, follows a married couple on the verge of divorce who become trapped in quicksand while hiking through a rainforest in Colombia. They will battle the elements of the jungle and must work together in order to survive. So this is another survival horror in the vein of like Open Water. It's like Open Water and mud, basically, is the best way I would pitch it.
Yeah, I've never really seen real Quicksand. Is it mud?
It's kind of
like
it's kind of bullshit, and it's been debunked.
Okay, because in my brain, it is like a dune. It's just soggy.
So, from what I understand, I know it's been. I want to say maybe Penn and Teller might have done a debunking of
bullshit, yeah.
I could be wrong, but Quicksand, it's almost impossible for any kind of like grown person to be fully enveloped by it. I don't know how it would really work if you just stepped right in it, but Quicksand essentially is bullshit. It's been a theme in old westerns for a long time. You'd always see the old serials.
It's going to be a bigger problem in real life.
In my childhood, I thought I was going to have to avoid Quicksand. Because Gilligan got caught in that shit. I'm sure Dickman, everyone.
You go back to the old serials, there'd be a lot of cliffhangers with somebody.
Dude,
Quicksand.
Some people get off to that. Like when girls can't start their cars, girls trapped in quicksand. Like that is a thing people pleasure themselves to. It's weird. Well, I don't want to kink shame, but I find it weird.
I'm going to have something interesting you're going to want to pleasure yourself to coming up now that all four of us are back in store. I haven't even talked about it yet.
Four of us. Kruger's gone.
Well, no, not tonight, but now that
okay.
Your schedule's lined up, we can make it happen.
Let's do it.
All right. So Quicksand's bullshit, but I won't hold it against the movie. Open. Todd always hating on religion.
You'd come and be like the Pope's exorcist, but whatever.
Of course, Fat Gladiator can take out the devil. That's the only thing that
was I on that episode? Because
No.
I kind of liked it. Okay.
I loved it.
Okay.
It's
It's ridiculous.
Pope's Exorcist is a fun, dumb movie.
Yeah.
I want sequels where he's going on his
I do too.
I want him to bless some Mountain Dew, and that's what he uses to kill the demons. Just chuck it.
I got
Unhinged.
Right. We just figured out a way to save the Conjuring franchise. Just crossover.
Fuck yes. Unhinged Annabelle.
Barney, what's up, Barney, in the chat? He mentions Amityville Pet Cemetery when. So there isn't an Amityville Pet Cemetery, but there is a pet graveyard. It's a pretty shameless, like, so that does exist. I believe it's called Pet Graveyard. Amityville Pet Cemetery is probably coming soon. They'll probably have to spell it correct, though. And I think you could do it, really. Just spell it correctly.
You know what? That loophole's a little too close.
Pet cemeteries exist. I think you could get away with it, just like the Ouija board.
As long as there's zero story similarity, you're right. They definitely could.
Yeah. I mean, I think you could absolutely do it. Just don't have a kid get hit by a fucking Mack truck.
Well, then what's the fucking point of Amityville? Because that's the whole plot. I mean, that happens, then the kid comes back and haunts you. It's already written. We're done.
Let's just be real. It'll just be like some really bad CGI zombie cat.
I just thought of the greatest Amityville movie ever.
What is that?
You gonna give it away for free here? Or?
I'm not. I'm gonna save it.
We might make a movie soon. So
I actually got other stuff I'm gonna bring up about that too.
Can't give it away, but Quicksand. Just to get back to it.
That's right. We'll get back to that.
So
Zombie said the kid needs to be a they them.
So this one kicks off with I can't lie, it annoyed me at first because I thought the lead actress was just being really bitchy. And it is kind of explained a little bit later because I was kind of like, okay, so did he doesn't seem like he cheated on her or anything. Like she's just being really fucking mean to the guy. And they kind of reveal what that was.
They did just travel, man.
the bickering was a little
And
bit
he wouldn't
annoying.
shut the fuck up.
He was in that awkward, like trying to save his It is not, but I
Behave, chat. God damn it.
as much as I want to pull it up, it's not coming up.
Should I read it then?
No.
Okay.
I just got to write the time down.
So if these types of movies work for you, I think you'll do okay with this. Some of the bickering was a little bit annoying, but I think they did a pretty good job. You know, once you're in the quicksand and you know that's essentially where you're spending the last part of the movie, they come up with ways to keep things interesting. There's a snake that comes into the mix that I think is really suspenseful. And I'm going to say, how nice is it to see like a real fucking snake in a movie once in a while? So kudos to that. Like sometimes it works just showing the real fucking animal. And I thought that was pretty clever. The acting's solid. This movie didn't blow me away, but if you're down with a quicksand kind of gimmick and you can, like I said, not hold the fact that it's not really a thing against it, I had fun with this one. It was a solid watch for me. Solid one-time watch, if I'm being honest. But
I did. I had fun with the Pope's Exorcist. I can suspend my disbelief as well as the next man.
Well,
And
he'd be fucked in Russell Crowe would be fucked in quicksand. That fat bastard is.
He wouldn't go hiking. He's like, bitch, you're on your own.
Yeah, right. Yeah, that's where you fucked up. He's gonna be at the bar.
Dude, I as a fat fuck, hiking does not appeal to me at all. That I think it's dumb. Like I understand it's nice scenery and shit, but honestly, I can just Google.
I'm fat and I hike all the time.
You're doing it wrong.
Do it in nature. Go out in nature. Don't just like.
I have allergies. No.
POCs don't do the hiking.
I'm good. I don't walk. I'm
Unless you
good.
gotta hide
I have
out
to have a
there.
place to be.
Right. Need
Yeah.
a destination.
Yes. Yes. Hiking does not do it for me. Although Colombia, Colombia, very pretty. I would do that. Zombie. Is it a boa?
I think it was like, I'm not a snake expert, but I think this was like
It was yellow.
pit viper sort of thing.
Gotta go on some hikes.
I'm not that advanced. I'm not gonna.
Dan
Although
doesn't know the hood politics. He's kind of fucked.
Good promotion. I don't know what you're talking about. I went out and you're like, yo, you're in such a shitty area. And I'm like, Todd's.
No, I said
teasing
seedy.
him.
There's
Let's
a
take him to the real
difference.
one.
There, there's a
that is way different.
The entire
Dan, why were you
state-
there?
The
seedy
entire
area. Why were you in that area, Dan?
The entire state is seedy. I'm talking dangerous.
I didn't
Seedy,
say it was dangerous.
are
I
two
just said it was
different
seedy.
things.
Do you really want to go to a dangerous area? Dan?
Quicksand.
Oh.
Go for it.
See, Ben knows what's up.
I'm gonna bring it back.
Ben, hike through the streets of Compton.
Compton's
word.
not that bad anymore, according to you guys.
Depends what color you're wearing and what street you're on.
Yeah, there are areas that are okay, and that's where they show the public. Any fucking
Would I
like
be
quicksand.
okay in the hat?
No. You can walk in with it. You're not
I
guaranteed to
just
walk
want
out
to
with
see
it.
Dan react to where you from.
I bet
Oh, well, I'm from
everybody would love me. I would bring peace between everybody.
Well, anyway, Dan. I actually enjoyed this movie too. I don't think it's a masterpiece by any means, but Shudder delivered press play. This is perfect for what you pay each month. I'm again not very familiar with Quicksand. It just looked like mud. If they want to change the name to Stuck in the Mud or something like that, that's cool too. I did like the bickering and the couple going through their bullshit. I didn't mind the complaining in the beginning by her because one, she's very pretty, so of course you're going to be a little uppity when you're that pretty, and then two, they just got off a fucking plane ride and they're trying to study or trying to brush up for their presentation, and he's trying to make small talk. Fool, I'm trying to concentrate. Calm your fucking tits. I did like the fact that he trusted his friends so much because I got a couple ride or die people that I know would come looking for me just like that. So that was very cool. I also like the locals getting crazy and like the dangers of traveling. Damn. And they can get you into a stupid situation like this. And then you can also buy your way out in certain countries. So that's kind of cool. Yeah, I dig it. I had a really good time with this movie, and it was in and out.
We've got to ask friend of the show Max Ammo about the Quicksand situation in Colombia.
I'll ask him if he's ever got stuck in quicksand. Which we should be having Max on again soon. I know there's some things he wanted to do. I know he wants to join us.
I would love to be on with him. I fucking love that guy.
Well, I'm going to tell you the first thing. He definitely 100% wants to join us on our Black Emanuel series review.
Are we going to eat beef jerky?
And I said, Pugs is like, well, I'm out.
I'll do it for Max.
Okay.
That's awesome. So,
what did you think of? Did you give your thoughts completely, Todd?
I did. Yeah. I there's not really much to ask. I mean, the open water comparison works, or any just stranded. But yeah, I did like it, and it was, the 100-year-old trope, but whatever. It was just a good time. Like, I'd actually watch it again.
Yeah, I'd recommend it. I liked I forgot his real name, but the actor, I liked him better in this than I did in The Breach.
Okay. What was
Dan?
Do you know the?
It's like Alan.
Alan Hocko.
Okay.
Yeah, he's a solid actor. He did his job in both movies.
Yeah.
Did a good job landing that lady, and I guess we would all probably put up with a little bitchiness from her for sure.
Not if you would have put.
I can only take so much. Yeah.
Just try and shift her towards.
You give him an inch.
She takes 12 from the neighbor.
Oh no, that's never mind.
All right, so let's go ahead and rate this one. I am a 3. I don't think I'll be. I don't know if this has a lot of rewatchability, but you'll probably get into it. Even towards the beginning, I was like, you know what? I'm bitching about. 408. You're Greg. God, I feel stupid. I don't know. Right?
Well,
are you that, Greg?
It's not the first time Dan's felt stupid, so we're okay.
Well, there you go. Damn shit. All right. Did not know. But yeah, I was still pretty engaged. I was like bitching about her towards the beginning, then towards the end, I'm like, okay, it's okay. So I'm a 3. It's above average. It's a good one-time watch.
Right on. I'm gonna go 3.5 out of 5. I had a good time.
Sweet.
Yeah. I'm 3.5 also.
Right on.
Nice. All right. Sorry, I got a lot of notes for tonight, but moving on to our last film of the evening before Todd has his thermonuclear meltdown about the strikes is Bird Box Barcelona, which
before you jump in, I did finally watch the first one. First time. Yeah. So I just wanted to jump in and kind of throw out some notes. I did really like it. But I didn't want
to wait, especially during
John Malkovich, right?
What?
Why did you wait, especially during lockdown? That was a weird one for you to wait on.
I just didn't see it. The review time had passed, like with the window, and it was one of those like, oh, I'll watch when I get time. I don't throw on Netflix a lot. I'm not a Netflix watcher.
John Malkovich.
So which I didn't know. All I knew was
stellar fucking cast.
Yeah, see, I just thought it was those two wandering around like in the blindfolds. Like that's the only footage I'd seen. Like basically the cover image. That's all I thought. And then when the movie started, I was like, all right.
I totally like that better than A Quiet Place.
Oh, I get why you would. The acting's great, the cast. But it's weird. I don't know if it had that big of impact because I watched it when that's a thing of the past. Mm-hmm. Or at least where we're at now, whatever. But I mean, we're not stuck in the middle of it. Like I think the impact was a little lessened. But even without that, I think it was a great film.
What would you rate it out of 5?
I'd probably give it, fresh off of it. I'm probably like somewhere around a 4.5.
Yeah, that's where I was, I believe.
Yeah.
The monster for Sandra Bullock's character was supposed to be like this giant worm with like a baby face. Really weird, but they opted not to do it, and I think that's the best fucking decision they made.
Yeah.
You should read Josh Mallerman's book. If you like it that much, you might find it interesting. Which, God, he lucked out with that one. Holy shit. Bird Box, I believe, at least up to that point, and I don't think anything's come out that would have taken it down, but I think it's the most watched Netflix original of all time.
Isn't the one with The Rock and Gal Gadot, isn't that the one that's the most?
I don't know that beat it, because it felt like that was just like out and nobody gave a shit after.
Well, no, that's how all their movies basically are, though. Like,
but that was like a
Bird
selling
Box
point.
had some staying power.
No, but that's an it's like Tiger King. There's an asterisk. It was in the middle of quarantine, so it. But like, name another like Amazon movie, or sorry, Amazon. Name
Netflix.
it. Well, that's another one. Name another Netflix movie.
Well, that's a good point, and that's going to factor into our discussion at the end. But Bird Box Barcelona,
but it shouldn't, Dan. You're already doing the argument wrong. If that's factoring into your argument,
getting ahead of yourself. So Bird Box Barcelona, from directors David and Alex Pastor. In this one, after an entity of mysterious origin annihilates the world's population, causing those who observe it to take their lives, Sebastian and his daughter begin their own great adventure of survival in Barcelona. So this is kind of odd to me, because with how well that did, I'm surprised they didn't rush out a sequel, which there is a book sequel called Mallory that Josh.
I believe that's still in the works, isn't it? They're going to do that.
Maybe. So I found it when they announced this a little bit unusual, because I was like, oh, I kind of figured they'd just go right into Mallory.
You're gonna milk that cow, dude. Come on.
Well, they waited a little bit too long, and I think that's a big issue. But this movie, it doesn't expand at all as far as the creatures go, which I don't need an explanation. But Bird Box, I feel like I just don't need this to be a universe. It's one of those weird movies that, we're still, everything's got to be a universe. And I'm like, I don't know, because I feel this is going to go the cube route. You're going to over-explain whether they're aliens, angels, demons, whatever the hell you want to make them. I feel like all the magic is gone.
Interpreted, though.
Sure, but I don't know. You're going to have to explain more as you go. And
Not necessarily.
Yeah, if you keep going, you can't just...
You don't have to.
While, it's just like, this is...
we don't know all the areas of the ocean or space, so you don't have to explain everything.
No, but I just don't need this to be a universe. That's my thing. I don't know. This movie's pretty well made, and it's a bit different. It
comes at it from a different angle. It stays within the rules that the first one set up, so that was kind of cool.
It kind of blind faith, and it touches on a lot of interesting things. This movie's... I didn't love it. It's well made, but I didn't find myself super engaged.
Did you like it? You don't have to love everything.
I liked it. I'm just kind of done with Bird Box, I think. Like, we're kind of dragging our feet now. This doesn't really do anything new to push the story forward. And I don't know.
But it wasn't telling Sandra Bullock's and their story. Are you talking about the story as a whole world? Because then you do need the universe that you were talking about you don't want.
Yeah, I don't feel like I need any more in this particular universe.
Okay.
The gimmick's old now. That's just me. Again, I don't want to dissuade people from watching it. I could see some people even enjoying it more than the original one. I'm just kind of
insane, but yeah. All right.
Yeah.
I actually like this movie. I thought it was cool. I think I said it earlier. It plays within the rules, but it also does its own thing. I don't want to spoil anything, but it's better than the Book of Eli. That movie fucking sucks, I think. I like the fact that like these things, whatever the fuck they are, they're your interpretation. So whatever you think they are is what it is. The six-wing angel thing, or whatever. I found it compelling as fuck, and I like that they go in and out of Spanish or whatever language they were speaking to English, it drew me in. I don't know. I felt enough enjoyment from it to recommend it, and I do want more from this world. I do want to get back to Sandra Bullock's thing though, because what I've heard from the sequel, that sounds awesome. They're older and they learn anyway. I did like the alternate view in this one. I thought that was pretty cool. You could see what was happening like instantly though, because what kind of, well, that's a spoiler. The main character does something that no one would ever do if they cared about somebody. So that was weird. But I had a good time. I'm ready for more.
Okay.
Todd?
Yeah, I don't know. This I didn't really like this one. It was okay, but I mean, and it may be just coming fresh off the other one and loving that one so much. You know, it just I don't regret I watched it. It was okay.
Yeah, the first one was way fucking better.
Right. I might have done myself a disservice doing them. At least I waited a day to watch it, so I got a bit of a buffer.
It seems like everybody canceled Netflix.
Well, they're part of the problem. We got fucking assholes got rid of the basic plan during this time when people are striking for new stuff so they can still make their fucking money. So,
well, we'll get into it.
I want to miss that. Is that our last movie before we start ranting?
It is, but I do want to put over, because you're right, there's a lot of like throwaway stuff on Netflix, but The Perfection, still the best original I've seen on Netflix for a horror movie. If you haven't watched that, go watch The Perfection.
But
then cancel it.
Yeah, but my question though, still can you name another Netflix original?
No, well, yeah,
there should be one at least.
Extraction, which I think just got a sequel too.
It was good too.
There was a really big one for our genre. I'm surprised no one's mentioned. It's actually a whole world.
I don't think of Hill House is a series, sir.
Nope.
Well,
a whole world. Stranger Things.
Well, it's that your what are your favorite directors? Come on.
Well, that's not a movie.
Well, I'm talking to Pugs.
One of my favorite directors.
Yeah, y'all gave him a
Mindhunter.
hashtag. Y'all gave him a hashtag and everything.
Mindhunter.
Naja, we trust.
Just say it.
Army of the Dead.
Oh,
yeah, I like it. I wouldn't consider it a master.
But I'm saying that's how forgetful their movies are, though. That's all I'm saying.
Yeah.
And also, I'm excited for Moon, whatever the fuck he's coming out with.
And Ben, Fear Street trilogy was good.
Yeah.
No one brought up that. It's just Netflix. It's all just it goes. You watch it, it's gone.
They're better for like series telling, not actual movies, which is unfortunate.
But Altered Carbon, I would throw out as well. There are some good shows on there.
The problem with the shows is I can't get invested because the Netflix model is to cancel everything. 3 seasons is your maximum. That's your like window. If it goes beyond that, it's like a miracle.
Isn't Cobra Kai getting one more than?
But here's the thing with Cobra.
I started off on YouTube. I understand.
That's the one
but
thing. And it's a juggernaut. So that also falls in the Stranger Things category. Yeah. So, but other than that,
Ben Grimm says Cabinet of Curiosity. Yeah.
That was amazing. The problem with Netflix is it's few and far between. As far like I might go an entire month and not watch one thing on Netflix, and that is a problem.
First world problems.
Did we rate this movie already before?
No, that's what I'm.
No.
Let's rate it, and then we can go straight. I'm trying to do it before the rant starts.
All right. I'm a 2.5.
All right. Mr. Todd?
2.5.
I'm a 3.5.
Okay.
All right. So you want to hear what these cocksuckers did today? You want to give some backstory?
Well, let me set it up first before you get in there. So we're going to talk about the...
I'm just going to play this the whole time while you're talking. Go ahead, Dan.
Oh, a lot of people have been doing that. I'm glad you actually had it up. So
to be fair, though, like they do oversee a shitload of things, so they should make a certain amount. But honestly, this is criminal.
We're gonna talk the writer and actor strikes right now, which are a little bit different. I think one's gonna I think work itself out before the other one for sure. But Todd,
Fran Drescher.
lot of directions to go on this one, so you can kick it off.
Well, I'm going to tell you, or do I don't know if Pugs is what these cock-sucking. Hold on, let me do this right.
During a heat wave too.
In the middle of a fucking these cock-sucking motherfuckers right here. They cut the fucking trees in front of the fucking buildings.
Where our creative minds are picketing and protesting. So now that cool breeze of shade they had, gone. So now all they have is their fucking signs to shade them. And
wait, are you saying
almost 100 degrees outside?
I'm not familiar. So you're saying they did it on purpose?
Oh yes.
100%.
Was it just for a fire hazard?
Oh no. These went from nice full trees in the middle of concrete, no fire hazard, to fucking branches.
Do trees get trimmed? Of course they do. Do they get balded? Of course they do. The timing is suspicious as fuck. So I do think they did this on purpose, like Todd. This is fucked up. Our people are burning. No bueno.
And this
Dick
is after
move.
this.
Dick fucking move.
And this is after the same fucking
cocksuckers. Ben Grimm brought that up. The execs are saying they're willing to wait for the writers and to lose their houses. So they're willing to go 5 months, which is
one exec. Yeah.
That's all it takes.
It's Bob Iger, I believe, is kind of what the hinting is.
No, he's taking a lot of fire because of what he said.
That's because you all fucking have the Disney hate. The number one fucking cocksucker is that fucker at the top that fucked everyone.
Yeah, including no, but what Bob Iger said was that he wants them to be realistic, which is an asshole saying when you make a writer's salary in one day, even though you oversee all this shit, dude. Yeah, and I love Bob Iger, or at least I used to. I still respect him. We have a lot for him to thank for.
See, Dad, well, whatever. We're not going to get into that. I don't want to get.
You're getting further in the back.
Yeah, that's what I'm. Yeah.
Now, not so much.
I forgot where I was going with this, but 5 months they want to wait because that's how much time they think it'll take for them to start losing their houses and then cave. So
for the writers, right? You're talking writers, right?
And and the fucking actors, dude. This all together, all encompassing.
Yeah,
I took the
directors got what they wanted.
Well, I took the threat more towards the writers because supposedly the actors, there's already an agreement in principle about a pay bump, 20% or something. So that's the one that they tend to think might work itself out. In fact, we were worried like it might have been irrelevant by the time we recorded this show, but
I wasn't because I haven't heard that. Like I don't know where Dan's getting that. But
it just seems like there's more sticking point. The writers.
It seems like there's no movement on either, at all.
Yeah, I don't know.
Still just as fired up as she ever was.
And from what I understand too, they're done negotiating for like a month.
Yeah,
like they won't go like it's fucking Congress or something. We're like we're done here. We'll come back in a month, see if anybody's minds have changed, which it won't. And things are gonna get pushed back. It's gonna get fucked.
Ben
Grimm,
the big thing.
The whole extra actor thing, where they want to scan you for one day and then use your likeness for life.
Now that I'll agree is bullshit. Like I said,
y'all got to Samuel L. Jackson that shit. He struck that shit from his contract because the dickhead thing they do is known and unknown. So if a future technology comes where they can use your shit, you already signed your shit away. Fuck that. Mm-hmm. That is not cool. That is not fair.
And I do think that is something that should be addressed because that is bullshit. I mean, if you're dead for 50 years and they're still making money, anybody that's making money that's not a relative of yours, that's total horseshit. I agree. That's unfair. They need to fix that.
And that's why James Earl Jones was smart and got his money from the mouse so they
use his voice.
Darth Vader forever.
Yep.
Yeah. So I think a lot of this, I mean, there is no scenario where a lot of people aren't going to be fucked at the end of this. And that's unfortunate, but that is kind of where we're at. They are going to, a lot of extras, a lot of people at the bottom totem pole, they're going to get their pay bump, but they're also going to get around it, and there's going to be a lot less work, even more so now. And I hate
poor Veruza. She's picking in the sun and melting like Gollum in Mount Doom.
She's making candles, and she is fine.
Well, Big Crack Rock's ideas, yeah. I don't know. But that like Suge Knight may not work.
So yeah, no, there are certain things that I think are bullshit. The whole like you own somebody's image for life, that's just, to me, that's a lawyer should be able to shred the shit out of that, whether somebody signed an agreement or not. I think that we are at a point where, let's take the executives first. I believe the highest paid one was almost $500 million a year.
Oh yeah, it's the cocksucker.
And everybody, and I'm just taking them first. We're at a point where we have to ask, are you really worth it? And you're David Zaslav, nothing against you, but you're definitely not worth $500 fucking million.
The fact he's the top paid is fucking insane.
I'm shocked that he makes more than Bob Iger. Right. That's crazy to me.
But nobody like that ever gets hit with like a pay cut. Like if I were some of these guys right now for goodwill, I'm looking at that thinking like, I'm gonna forego. I mean, fuck, $100 million for David Zaslav for sure.
Yeah, you say that now as a person that makes the salary you do. If you actually made that, you would not think that way. They've been making this money so long that they don't think that way, dude.
These guys are all billionaires.
Yeah,
I can like, just to show that I'm not a like stone cold piece of shit that has no empathy for anyone.
You don't make that type of money not being one of those.
I mean, you can collect the money, but then like, all right, I'm gonna, as a goodwill gesture, I don't know, donate it to a group of writers, whatever.
Here's the funny thing. The AI. Let's think about this for a minute. Whose job would they do better? The actors, writers, and all them, or the fucking people who just look at numbers and decide, well, this makes money, let's greenlight that. So, I mean...
But it's also going to butter people up, too, so it's...
AI is rapidly advancing. There's a lot
James Cameron warned us.
There's a lot of angles to this, though, too. Like, Hollywood is spending way too much money on some.
But that's
they have to. No, but I understand. But to justify pay bumps, you can't just constantly be fucking drowning. That's an issue. Like you have to balance this out. There is that other side where, for example, I don't remember who did this, but somebody posted something and they were complaining about like a $370 residual for, I don't remember what the streaming show was, but it was a streaming show that nobody was really watching. And it's like, I get it. People should get their fair share of the pie. But if the pie is like fucking this big, you know what I mean? Like, I get that other side of the argument. And there's a lot of shit right now. Again, but Disney's a good example where it's like they're just flushing money down the fucking toilet on stuff they should know better on. That's never going to make
and that's the first thing Iger did when he came back. Was Kathleen Kennedy. Say what you will about him. Him coming back is the best thing for Disney than the last.
He came back to to mess with DeSantis because he was fucking with the mouse, and don't.
And a lot of this, it's weird because a lot of this becomes political, and it's strange to me. It's like I can realistically, whatever your politics are, look at a project and I can say nobody is going to fucking watch that. And it doesn't matter. There might be a small percentage, but like we're hearing stuff like the movie has to make $900 million to break even. That's ridiculous. They can't do that anymore. These budgets have
a Tom Cruise movie is underperforming. That's where we're at right now. That's fucking insane.
Yeah, and I that maybe that'll have some staying power. But
I hope so. I'm tired of going to the fucking theater. I'm go back to COVID.
Now, see that I'm surprised. Like
I am too.
Theater hate. I want the theater to survive.
I don't like going and seeing it with people anymore. Like I'm fucking over it. It's a whole fucking hassle. Some people don't treat the movies with respect like they used to. It bothers the fuck out of me. Do day and date. Let me decide. I will still go more majority of the time, but I want that option back.
I don't think you're gonna get like some of these massive budget superhero movies.
That's fine.
I mean, you're gonna have to scale a lot of that back.
That's cool.
No, you know what? I'll go back to when I was still paying attention to the superhero stuff. Daredevil, best fucking work I've seen on a comic book project in
Isn't
I
that
can't remember
universally
what.
hated?
Back in the day,
Daredevil?
talking, or the talking about
Vin-
Netflix?
Daredevil,
Netflix, dude. That's not a
Vincent
show.
D'Onofrio.
That is Netflix. That is a TV show.
Okay.
That is not a
Yeah,
movie.
no, I'm just in general.
Oh, well then, yeah, fuck yeah,
We're thinking you're talking about
yeah.
No, I'm talking
Ben
about
Affleck.
It was like I didn't,
Jennifer
yeah,
Garner.
because I didn't have to
We're very
leave.
confused.
I didn't have to leave
No.
the house to go watch that
But
masterpiece
that
of a fucking story.
I'm saying like you can have a great. In my opinion, I don't think anybody's done anything better than that in the superhero genre since then. Maybe Joker, but so you can get the budgets down.
Ben Grimm, 85% of actors in SAG are those people that might get a line in a movie. Yeah.
Yeah, no, and they need to look. There's another angle, and I love California, but why is the business based there anymore? It's too expensive.
New Mexico's killing it, dude. They're taking everybody.
I think Hollywood in
hurt.
and of itself, it's gonna really be fractured even more than it already is, because it's so hard to live there. I don't know how anybody does it, and I feel really bad for the people at the
That's where
bottom.
they're weeding out the people who don't have the fucking backbone.
Yeah, I mean, I saw some interview somewhere with a couple, I think, that were both in SAG, and they just said like they have a kid, they can't do it anymore. So there does have to be a pay increase, because I don't know how anybody. I thought so hard about getting an apartment in
here's the thing, Dan.
the LA area. There's no way.
That implies for 90% of people in California.
It does, but yeah, that's my thing. I think Hollywood is going to be more Georgia, more New Mexico.
It's never
going to
gonna
be scattered, dude.
It's never not going to be based here.
It will always be called Hollywood.
I don't know why corporate's there anymore, though. Like I think that's going to have to kind of branch out.
It's not going to change. I mean, you might see smaller ones, but it's a status thing for them. You think Disney wants to be in fucking Utah? No.
No, sure, but Disney has the park situation on their side.
Well, they almost lost it in Florida. DeSantis, they were looking at Colorado.
Yeah,
that was a legit threat. Okay,
no way. I hate this. The DeSantis stuff is stupid with what he's doing, but I'm not going to get into politics. But there's no way they're moving to Colorado.
They can. We'll see.
It's a total bluff, dude.
I don't think so. They can open up another park and then see how it does. Dude, I'm telling you, the mouse.
They have long wanted to put a park out there, so I totally believe it.
There's a new park and resort coming to the Midwest too. I forgot what it's called, but it's not Disney yet.
Yeah. There is a good side of this in the sense once it is.
Wait.
Cliff Booth says, Dan, we can be roommates, but you have to get rid of your Feruza shrine.
I don't really have anything merch-wise for her, so there's no shrine. It's no shrine. But yeah, so I mean, I love California, and it's sad to say that, but the corporate side of things, I'm not sure why it's still all there, because the business side of it really is still Los Angeles, and I don't know.
It's the status.
Nothing's too big to die anymore. We're in a weird time where things are getting fucking destroyed by different circumstances, and
yet we're not supposed to bring politics into this.
No, I'm just saying. It's not a guarantee that you're just saying it's always been Hollywood. Well, yeah,
it will still always be termed Hollywood. They'll just be smaller and they'll branch out. It's not filmed here all the time anymore because you get tax breaks everywhere else except fucking here. So
yeah,
and that and honestly, I mean, with all they are already kind of fractured off in different places.
Comedy left. It's mostly Texas now. And the traffic still sucks, so people more relieve.
Well, let me ask you guys. I mean, I know we're trying to touch on a really complex issue. What would you do, like right now, to make this end? Because we all want it to end.
Pay them what they should be paid. The sticking point is the AI, and it's going to be it. And It's already like creativity's already being killed.
I
Like,
have no desire to see an AI written movie.
Well, yeah,
That's what you think until one fucking owns, and it's possible to do. Chat GPT is getting people A+ in their fucking midterms and fucking essays that they have to
We're
write.
not quite there yet. Like, there's still you still need that human involvement.
For now, but
I agree.
Did you not watch Terminator? This shit will get improved to the point where they're indiscernible. You can't tell what did what.
Dan's not going to care until he gets his perfectly fine-tuned sex bot.
They have AI porn for you, Dan.
Oh no, that's bullshit.
Okay.
You can tell the difference right now, Pugs.
For now. But they are on their way. Which is
creating a really interesting industry that they have a whole nother issue with.
Oh,
I found. Yeah, I think I shared that article with you. But yeah, I don't want to touch that. Dan, you might.
But
hold on.
I mean,
Ben Grimm, Amazon's top-selling books list has 8 out of 10 books written by AI. Not even shocked.
We're at a point where I think they really have to space out movies a little bit more. Like the blockbusters that you do have, studios, I think, need more cooperation. And I mean, you never know. You might have some smaller movie that blows up and fucks a bigger movie, but
they're gonna have to do it like right now. If they're, I'm saying, like nothing's been like pushed yet other than filming, but we're gonna start seeing dates move just like we did last time because there's no way to stretch it out. But like I know we were talking about, that's good for something like a Cobwebs that's in theaters now. Like I feel good about us actually getting Toxic Avenger on the big screen instead of straight to Netflix.
I'm sure you will now.
But I mean, like some of those things are going to get shifted too. I wouldn't be really surprised to see the majority of the like Hulu originals that Searchlight stuff go theatrical now because they're already talking about unloading. Well, they wouldn't be unloading those, but I know Disney's talking about getting rid of ABC, Freeform, and I forget the third one, and selling off their television.
I forget Freeform's even a thing.
I forget this. Yeah. So, but
they're in a weird spot when Disney's talking about selling off shit. Like
but it's weird they still own those channels. I mean, they don't. Other than every time I watch a news report on ABC, they have to tell me they're owned by Disney before they talk about this.
Does anybody in the chat watch Freeform? I remember it being at the movie theater, and they were really pushing that. Every single
it's ABC Family. That's all it is.
It's the same thing. Oh, okay.
It's basically a rename. Yeah.
Oh, okay. Yeah,
so like those people that watch that, it's kind of not something you'd want to watch. I don't really watch. I know they have that one of the ish shows on there. That I don't think
my nieces or nephew have ever said a word about Freeform. I'll have to ask.
Well, but your nieces and nephews are not going to be tethered to a TV. Though. I mean, that the younger generation doesn't really have that TV watching mentality. That it's like going. It's
on their phone or their iPad. Yeah.
So
YouTube, which is a bit positive for us, I guess. But I still want my movies and TV shows.
But you don't want to go
see. I don't like. Don't wrong. The theater experience when it hits right is fucking awesome. It's like one of the best things ever. But I am annoyed at like if I have to make the effort to go when I have a million choices at home. Please make it worth my while.
Do you think some of this can be solved, like the studios maybe saying, look, we can't maybe pay exactly what you want, but we can give you a bigger piece of the action? You know?
That only helps the top. Because that's a problem. Okay, Dan, let me put it in
for the writers, there's only so many writers.
Yeah. Well, the streaming thing. This is kind of like I'm gonna use this streaming thing. It does relate, and I hate to use wrestling for it. WWE, when the network started, the WrestleMania buy rates, they used to know this is the number we're getting. The pay-per-view sold X amount of money. Everyone's getting X amount. The moment WWE Network started, that disappeared, and we're gonna figure out how to pay you. What, 8 years later, they're still figuring that out? Like, no, and that's what's gonna happen to Hollywood. The wrestlers have no union; they can't do shit. They should all just get SAG. Some are, and it's comparable because
streaming's a failure in general. It is. Disney has lost $900 million, I believe it was. Correct me if I'm wrong.
That's not streaming is a failure in general. That's them
Yeah.
overspending. Because streaming in general is not a failure.
No, and it will catch up, and it will. That's the.
It's not catching up like they thought. If on the Disney front, they're losing a shit ton of money. Folks.
That's only because they're making bad choices. As soon as they start straightening it out, streaming is going. Streaming is fine.
Yeah, and
not a failure. That's a bad choice of phrasing.
Well, right now Disney Plus is a failure. Right now it is. It's losing a ton of money.
That's cool.
Okay.
I don't get. I am right. Look at the numbers.
Okay.
You're living in Oz. It's not doing well.
Yeah, I live right by the fucking. I live next to Todd.
Now that could be turned around. I agree. Disney's a powerful entity.
They're already. Iger's back for a reason. He's already starting to clean house, and honestly, that's the first thing.
We'll see.
Well, he even said that everything with that Marvel got too much over and spread too thin, and they were doing too much.
Well, way too much.
Yeah,
people aren't hungry
Star Wars. They got too emboldened. Like, oh no, this can't fail, and it's not. It didn't fail, but it's not doing as well as they would have hoped to.
So.
Chris has a good point that I've talked to him about. He thinks we're going to essentially just have cable again.
With all the different streaming services?
Yeah, it's just going to be like, it's the same fucking thing, really, at the end of the day.
It already is. I mean, we're back up to the same prices. And Dan's still crazy. They're paying for DirecTV still. So.
Well, that's because of older people in the family. I mean.
You don't want to learn how to work a new device.
Okay, that's fucking funny.
They crack rock. Disney had Windows 98 based on AI making their business decisions. Fucking Windows 98. Get Bill Gates in there. Bog Zombie. Yeah, we've come full circle, in my opinion.
Yeah, they really have to sit down. I don't know what you do exactly, but if you're going to spend something that you need to make like close to $1 billion on, you really need to make sure that you're not going in with any hostility towards half of the people that are going to see the movie.
That's the problem. No. You don't make a movie that costs almost $1 billion. That's the first fucking problem. How do you make money at that point? You have to make X more $1 billion.
I'm saying if you do your bigger budget stuff.
There's a new sci-fi movie coming out. What the fuck was it called? With the little kid. It looks like it cost a gajillion fucking dollars. It was only $86 million. That's crazy saying only $86 million. But it looks like
that's low budget now.
Yeah, right? But it looks like a fucking like a Disney or Marvel Warner Brothers production. What the fuck was it? It's a new sci-fi movie. God
damn it. Are
you
talking? There was like a Disney show that I guess. No, they spent a lot of money on it. It was like
it's like there's a kid. It looked kind of like Elysium, and the kid has like it's an AI kid.
Yeah. Okay.
Fuck. Well, either way, we're all gonna watch it when it comes out. I just can't fucking remember what it's called.
Yeah, I don't know. There's like stuff now that gets canceled and I never even knew it existed. And we do a podcast. I mean, granted, some of this is more sci-fi than horror, but it's like, man.
Yeah, but dude, there's a lot coming at us all the fucking time. It used to be spaced out a whole lot. We used to beg for shit like this.
Yeah, I heard like Silo is a new one, I think, on Apple Plus that some people said was really good, but man, there's just too much of it. And Chris, the only reason I still have cable is really wrestling at this point, and that is about it. Other than setting aside family, that just
unless you're watching it live, Hulu done.
Yeah, but they cut it. It's not the full.
Thank God. You get it an hour. It's like perfect. They literally cut all the shit that means nothing. So it's like, why am I watching the longer version if it means nothing?
You could cut out the recaps, and that would be really nice. But yeah.
That reminds me, fucking Dan, I'm sure you want to watch Blood and Guts tonight, but the Mayan series finale is today. I cannot wait.
I'm still somewhere in season 1.
You N-word, how dare you?
It's one of those shows that got
I
somewhere with Bird Box.
It learned all it learned from all its mistakes with Sons of Anarchy.
Let me ask you this: should I watch that or Breaking Bad next?
Breaking Bad.
Breaking Bad.
But
Although for you in particular, I think you like the Lhasa shit in there. So I'm gonna go with the Mayans. But I will say, as much as I do love the Mayans, Breaking Bad, fucking, it's
maybe I'll flip a coin.
Masterclass.
I don't think there's anybody that has seen it that'll argue against Breaking Bad in the chat.
Yeah. That's funny. Cliff brought up the rumor that about Tubi starting to charge, and Cliff, and Ben already brought up, they shut that down immediately. So.
Yeah, I don't think they'll do that right now.
And most people are like, I will pay if you don't play the commercials. Like, people want a paid option, but like that was part of their thing. They can't because of the licensing right. Like, they may have it with ads, but then Amazon may have it for streaming without ads. So it's like one of those cases too. So
and honestly, their ads go by so quick. Tubi's the shit.
Yeah, no, and there's a lot.
My favorite streamer.
There's a lot on Tubi. Like, there's a more
lot
than
of
you realize.
I've said it's the closest thing to the video store experience. You can just go. You can find a shitty. Just go into a wormhole of.
I'm picky about the commercials for certain things more than others, but I'm told there's a way to get around the commercials, and I'm not advocating. I don't know.
Well, Dan, stop talking about it.
Yeah, I'm stopped talking about it. I'm just saying. I
stand with the writers and the actors.
I want everybody that's on that lower tier.
Well, no, Dan, you were like telling us all this crossing the picket line stuff when we were talking privately. That's stuff I want to hear.
Let's get into that. Yes.
There we go.
All right. So again, and I'm not going to say who or anything, but I don't quite get this, like, YouTubers. YouTubers that are not in SAG being contacted that they should not be producing content. Now, I don't remember like anybody in SAG not making movies when the auto union workers strike.
Okay,
so I'm not sure you're not getting any benefit from the. Well, if you're just standing up for people, it's the same principle. Why would somebody that's not in SAG? And I'm surprised you had your view because Trauma, like, why?
It's an indie. It's always been indie.
Strike? I know they are. That's my point.
I'm not.
They're getting no benefit from the union.
No, they should go and film. Now, here's the thing.
Maybe I misunderstood you then, because.
No, I'm against. You're like saying, well, they can just go hire those writers that aren't in the union. That's what's like. No. That's.
Well, I mean, I
see.
I don't
there
see
you
why
go.
You couldn't.
No, they can, but the writer that's taking that job is a scab.
And you're the fucking problem. I'm not saying they shouldn't want to be in the WGA.
So,
but
I know you're not a writer, but all right, let's just say you are. If you have Warner Brothers or whoever right now just says, Todd, we'll give you a 3-picture deal. You've never had any benefits from SAG. You're not going to take that because you don't want to be a scab. You have no benefits.
I wouldn't take that on the principle, though.
Yeah.
Because, like, and when I do want to join, if I do, I want to be treated just like they do. So I'm backing them up in principle. So, no, I would not take that deal.
Like, you get that.
I would not, Dan. I am telling you. You know how stubborn I can be?
Some people have principles, Dan. Like, I know you would absolutely not.
But I'm not talking about somebody that's already in that then is like going under the table. That's different.
I understand that.
I'm talking somebody
I could take that thing I just wrote and I'll make it myself. Or I'll go to an indie person, like a smaller company. Fuck those big guys. That's all.
Now, if you go out and do that and shoot it and do everything, and a studio wants to buy that picture, that's different.
How's that different?
It is a little different. It's not in-house. They're buying something that's already done, so they're acquiring it.
It's different.
You have an unusual view of that. And again, I want there to be pay bumps for everybody at the bottom rung. They need it. There's no way to even fucking exist, but
Fruz is not a scab. Yeah, she has lots of scabs. Cliff Booth.
Gotta have Cliff to lighten the mood every few minutes.
You only get one.
Cliff is a shit.
Okay, I gave him 2. It's a special occasion.
What up, Punisher?
Yo.
I don't know. Like, isn't this like if it goes beyond August, from what I'm saying, like it's deep shit, like really bad. If this extends beyond August,
But
aren't you talking about like October? So, yeah, it's gonna. I
well,
think it's
Dan,
gonna go.
the one thing is, if they're still on strike when you get out here, we can go hit the picket line. I know I'm seeing people I know drinking Henny with Vanessa Hudgens, so you never know what happens on the lights. Saw Keith O'Donoghue on there. Let's roll, Dan.
we're going live. If
I'm taking an umbrella though. I ain't fucking dealing with that tree bullshit.
Well, Dan's got his hat, so he's got shade all the time.
Studio's gonna go like really hardcore. They're gonna just put like hot chocolate trucks.
But SAG-AFTRA actually put out a fact.
Actually, Dan, what happened?
SAG-AFTRA, they actually put out a fact on how the rules apply to influencers, journalists, cosplayers, and more. So if you would actually like the SAG-AFTRA stance on this, I do have it.
You're saying on somebody not in SAG doing?
Well, yeah, yes.
Okay.
How they apply to them. And the first question is the easiest one. I am a film critic. Can I review movies? Absolutely. Yes. Critics are not on strike and not obligated to stop reviewing movies or TV shows.
Obviously, yeah.
Well, this is a fact, so some of the questions are going to be answers are going to be obvious. I am an entertainment journalist. Will any actor talk to me about their project? Probably not. That would be promoting work. So they may talk about why they're on strike, though, which is going to be interesting. Well, we already lost one interview, but
can we say who that is now?
No, let's not,
because we may still have.
And like, well, you're going to go over there, but like Comic-Con that just got destroyed. The Monsterpalooza was advertising Ted Raimi and actually caught my eye, but I'm like, I can't take that risk. So.
Yeah.
I feel like this would be the year to go to Comic-Con, though. You still get the shopping experience.
Lloyd's there.
It won't be crowded.
It'll still be crowded.
It's still a big fucking flea market. It's fun,
sure. But it won't be like normal San Diego Comic-Con, I wouldn't think.
And then the next question is, what if an actor wants to talk about their project through a publicity? Still not okay.
Can you talk past projects? Like that was like the one thing.
You shouldn't be doing any interviews right now in general.
Unless it's about the strike.
Yeah.
Okay.
I don't belong to SAG-AFTRA. How can I show my support? Post on social media, donate to the Entertainment Community Fund, go out and, join the picket line. And this is one that people have been kind of asking about too. Should I boycott Netflix? And right now the stance is no. No one boycott Netflix or any streaming yet.
A couple of my friends have told me cancel all my subscriptions. Like, dude, you're out of your fucking mind.
My thing
then you just kill it and you're taking work away.
No, you're not.
They have stuff banked and people rewatch it all the fucking time. They are going to continue making their fucking money. It is hard to get an impact on these fucks.
And then,
I don't know.
Can SAG-AFTRA members do reality shows or game shows? Yes. The union is allowing that, so they can do that. I guess Rock and Batista can come back to WWE if they get bored. But here, I'm an influencer. I am an influencer. Can I promote movies and TV shows? Here's where it gets tricky. Most influencers are non-union, are not subject to any strike rules. But some of them do work under the SAG-AFTRA influencer agreement or may want to someday. See, that's where it is. Any influencers that have been asked to promote struck work, i.e. movies and TV show, either for pay or organically. However, if an influencer has already contracted to promote something, the union advises to fulfill the obligations of the contract.
So if it was grandfathered in, you can, but
yeah,
they suggest you don't if it's new.
Okay.
Or post that date.
And cosplay, absolutely okay. And if you're in, the union, you just can't if you're promoting a structure.
Ben makes a point here about The Rock getting paid $50 million for a Christmas movie, which that sounds high even for him, but that's got to come down now. Like I don't think anybody's really worth it anymore. That kind of money.
Tom Cruise is still worth it, even with his
but he doesn't take those
underperforming.
salaries. He takes points.
He takes points.
He's
I know,
getting it
but
on
he's
the back
worth
end.
it.
Yeah.
That's what I'm,
You're right.
That's my point.
Yeah, if he asked for a number, he'd get it. But yeah,
Isn't Mission Impossible showing? It depends on the project, though. Like he's not a sure thing.
He explained fucking Maverick.
No, I'm saying that's something about Top Gun, but Mission Impossible's not.
Mm.
But Tom Cruise, all of his movies.
But are you talking about Mission Impossible now? That's that's a movie theater issue. There's a viewing habit left over from when we were all stuck in the house that people know. I waited a month. I can watch The Flash now. And that's what's hurting these big tentpole, movies.
They need to make you wait longer. I agree. It shouldn't be going to streaming immediately. Like
I disagree.
You don't want it, but
Yep.
from a business,
That's why I disagree.
From a business standpoint, make people wait. It used to be like shit. We'd have to wait
Like, half a year. Yeah,
like or more. It's for certain things.
E.T. took like forever.
Yeah, it's like you better get your ass to the theater. It's going to be a long time before you get
Actually,
to watch it.
We're still waiting for the
Batman
the new one.
'89 was the first one to come out 6 months after it was released.
Wasn't it like 6 months to the day also? You know what the shortest video window I remember from my childhood? There was a 30-day window. Cool as ice. 4 weeks later, that was like, did they know? They're like, we're just printing these fuckers up now.
Coming to 4K soon. But no, that is a good point. A lot of the people that are waiting they're waiting because they just know it's going to be before you know it. Sometimes it's like holy fuck, it's not even been a month. You're gonna
that Kraken movie is another one that like just came out too.
Yeah, they need to.
Which kids movies they always fill up, so I don't think it's really affecting them because like people want to take their kids out of the house.
Yeah,
watch this movie while taking a nap.
Right, exactly. Try to get the kid to go see that Ruby thing a few times, or Elementals. Damn it.
Yeah, there's some like I feel like maybe they need more of a. I don't know. They really got to take a closer look at what they're going to do with some of these movies beforehand, because I do not understand like this Snow White thing. Just because Peter Dinklage got mad, nobody's already the hostility towards that movie is.
But insane. See, that's what you guys. But the thing with that one is, I still need more to that story.
I understand it's not, or maybe some are stand-ins, but we'll see.
But no. What I'm saying is, I don't believe the story that was put out. It wasn't put out in anything credible.
I think they said it's not a fake photo. I thought it was a meme. Like
the thing about it. Well, see, the thing that makes me 100% believe it's for something else is the fact that there's no green screen. They're on an actual set with green grass, which 100% would not happen in a modern Disney film.
I agree, but like I said, if anybody's heard
pickup shots, it might not be the whole scene. It could be like
but it looks fake. It looks cheap.
I haven't seen it. Yeah. I don't even know what the hell you're talking about for a second.
There's more to that story.
It looks like
Snow White Black. Is that the problem?
It looks like a Renaissance festival. Like
see, that's the thing. There's and like the store. It was like on a news site with a Z. It wasn't on like Variety. I think that's like or TMZ even. So that's bad when I'm citing TMZ for a true story.
Yeah,
but like I said, I'm just saying in general, there's some of these movies. It's like, God damn, guys, like you can't flush money down the toilet anymore.
Well, they don't plan on it. Well, actually, some of them do. You can make money on a fucking stinker. Cliff Booth, Dinky needs to grow up. Dinky.
But that's the thing, though. Like, it's Snow White and the Seven Dwarfs. If you're not going to make Snow White and the Seven Dwarfs, just don't do it. Or if you're going to do it and you want to just keep your IP or whatever in some cases, go the fucking, like, learn from Dimension and just shit out some, like, $500,000 movie and throw it.
I do not believe they're going to call it whatever they say they're going to call it. If they don't call it Snow White and the Seven Dwarfs, they will just call it Snow White. They're just calling it Snow White.
Are they allowed to say dwarves? Is that a regulatory term or some shit?
That's the proper term.
Yes, so that's okay.
I don't.
Okay.
I don't quite understand that source of anger with
Well,
Dinklage.
you're not a little person or whatever.
No,
but they're not-
his issue was they weren't hiring little people.
Well, they did it on that Huntsman movie. But that's going back a little bit. I know that was referenced, but that was also a fantasy movie that was a little.
They got a sequel. Didn't it do well?
And also, the
well
thing
enough
about the
for a
Dinklage
sequel.
thing is like, how much was it? Like, I don't have the context. Like, if someone asked me, it's like, yeah, they should use little people. I don't know how, how like, was this just something he said?
He didn't want 7 new competitors eating up his role.
I mean, obviously.
That's what it was.
There's only one new Toxic Avenger.
I want a corner.
So yes, I'm Team Dinklage, obviously.
Yeah, and again, that's general. What like I think Barbie's going to make a shit ton of money. Somebody was talking about that earlier in the chat. I could be wrong though. I've been wrong a lot lately.
You know what? It's sweet candy. It's that like eye candy from like decade ago with actual colors. I think it'll do fine. Like I told Dan I haven't watched the trailer at all. I take it back.
I did watch one.
I'm gonna see it. I have no idea. I mean, the closest thing to a trailer I saw was Nicki Minaj's video.
Where I think it's gonna make the money is you've got kind of that block right now, Mission Impossible, that religious movie that's making a ton of money, and
religious movie,
Sound of Freedom. You know,
that's religious. I thought it was about sex trafficking.
It's from Angel Films, so
it's Sound of Propaganda.
Yeah,
I do want to see it. I hear it's pretty good, but I hear it's also bullshit. So.
I'll wait for streaming.
And you've got Oppenheimer. Like I feel like you've got a block of movies that are kind of cutting into.
Yeah, they're calling it Barbenheimer.
But that's the thing. Barbie doesn't have anything else that it's
no. And the AMC
I
has
think
like
it's going to make a ton of.
I have my tickets for Barbenheimer.
Okay, yeah.
See, I still go, motherfucker. I just like
my thing is I'm trying my ass off to go see that in the 70mm IMAX at Universal City.
Really, you're gonna go there?
I want to see it on film in 70mm in IMAX. I mean, that doesn't happen often.
For Oppenheimer, you mean?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, but
I'm
only giving it so much time before I just think, I'm gonna, because like everything is sold out. Like there, like everything.
Well, yeah, that's all right.
But maybe there'll be some open screenings when Dan's down. We'll finally be able to get in.
What up, Daily Ghost? Yeah. What do you mean, astroturfing? I might be missing something there.
Y'all should discuss the astroturfing going on with that Sound of Freedom flick. LOL. Goddamned hilarious.
Well, see now, like, does that mean I should go see it?
I haven't seen it yet, so I can't.
I mean, I got an extra movie I can go see.
Here's the thing.
But the term astroturfing,
yeah,
is it because it's bullshit? Like the guy, I believe the person who said it was based on a real story just like made up a bunch of shit.
Oh yeah. Alls I know about that movie is I don't really want to see it. I actually feel like a lot of the people raging against it has made it into a thing, which it probably wouldn't have been. It just sounds like a goofy drama to me. I didn't.
Sex trafficking. Get over it. What a monster you are, Dan.
Wow. I know there's a lot of. Are you talking about like the conspiracies that they're turning the AC off? I did see something on that, which I did think was kind of dumb. That's a thing right now. People are complaining that they think AMC is trying to shut off the AC so that people are canceling screenings of it. There's a lot of conspiracy theory stuff about them suppressing it, which is dumb.
Well, AMC's like, fuck it, we got our popcorn money.
Well, I think AMC right now is happy to see anything making money. But yeah, I'm not sure what astroturfing is. That's over my head. But big money behind it is buying up the tickets and no one is in the theaters. It could be. I was a little surprised it's doing as well as it is because I know two people.
If you said it's religious though, like there's a bunch, like those people don't get to go to the movies that often.
I know two people who have seen it personally, and they said like Jim Caviezel's really good. but it's kind of like almost, I don't know, like Lifetime movie of the week drama.
Some
It's
of those
not
Lifetime movies are awesome.
like
I want
it's
to
not
just
a, like,
go
a
with like
believe
sheer
in-
inappropriate stuff now.
Let's go with
it-
that.
it's
All right.
I'll get Evil Ed. I'll bring Edward Danzig. We'll fuck that theater up.
I'm gonna, if that happens, I'm cracking a 40 in the car. It's on. It'll be
They-
like UEW bad.
yeah, I know a lot of church groups are pushing it, and hey, it however they're doing it, it's made some money, but yeah, I don't know. It just seems like a weird one that I don't know. I don't get it. But the people that I know that saw it said, though, no, it's not really. There's no like believe in Jesus kind of beat you over the head. It's I don't know. I don't know. It's not one I plan on really seeing, but when I do, I'll do a little review of it. Definitely not seeing it in the theaters, but yeah.
Yeah, I don't know. I wouldn't go to the theater for it. Speaking of religious bullshit, God is a Bullet. I did see it.
Yeah, that's a very different experience than Sound of Freedom. I was gonna say you may want to make sure you're not going to see that one or the church.
Go
lady.
see God is a Bullet.
Yeah, it might be like Jesus Christ.
That's good. Really fucking good.
I
I would hang out with those guys.
Interesting question, Todd, and I don't know if you would even know, but if I book something on A-List or really just online in general, even if it's not AMC, and I don't show up to the movie, but I don't cancel, that doesn't count as an actual like.
I
There's-
don't think
for
if
it.
it doesn't scan your ticket, I think
I think it does,
doesn't-
dude.
Really?
I
I know
believe it does. It
But
counts
there's
towards
no
ticket
act-
sales, so they can buff it up, fluff it up. I mean,
But there would be no actual money there, so I'm not sure how that works. Because at the end of the day, somebody's got.
I think they take it like a point from the membership you pay, kind of like you pay for like Netflix or.
Yeah, no, it counts.
Yeah.
For sure. If you forget,
I think the
the
scanning part is for the actual AMC, not towards the movie.
Yeah. Okay, I was always curious because I know I get penalized if I forget, and it's like, oh well.
You get penalized?
You don't. Well, you lose one of your 3 movies a week.
Oh well, yeah. That's
Yeah.
That's not being penalized. That's your own.
Yeah,
dumbass
I mean, you
judgment.
can you
That's
can
user
cancel it.
error.
Yeah.
You can cancel it right before the movie.
I cancel it when I'm in the theater.
I've seen you.
No, you can't cancel after they scan.
No,
it.
I mean, like if I have a bunch of movies scheduled, I may skip one and not go.
Oh, yeah. I'm seeing Cobweb tomorrow, but I can't make fucking Oppenheimer time out.
I was only able to make my timeout work perfectly was Cobweb, Joyride, Barbie.
Oh, I haven't seen Joyride.
Which one's
yet.
Joyride?
That's the one where the Asian girls they go on
Oh, okay.
I'm trying to
Yeah.
remember the exact.
Yeah,
look.
yeah.
They
Kind of like
they-
how Sally got her groove back, but you
they
know,
get
yeah,
busted
chicks.
for cocaine
Yeah.
in.
That's way more than I thought. Right on.
China. Yeah, it looked funny.
White China? Nice. That's code for drugs, Dan. I wasn't being racial.
I don't know. I just sold it like I knew what you were talking
Asian
about.
Girls Night, Ben Grimm says. Yeah,
Yeah, it looked funny. I just didn't make it to that one yet.
I can wait for that.
I think one of the big winners of the year is going to be that No Hard Feelings. I know that did quite well considering the budget.
Still haven't seen it, damn it.
It's funny. It's
God
not.
loved it.
It's good. It's not exactly.
No hard feelings.
Oh yeah, I thought it was hilarious.
Yeah.
I mean, I think it's great. It's doing well. I mean, just for the fact it's going to, greenlight similar pictures.
Bring back the sex comedy. That's what saves theaters.
It's cool. It's not a sex comedy, but you get some of the stuff.
That's what I'm saying. That one isn't quite. But bring
So
back-
it's on the path though.
It's
like,
in the right direction. That's the thing.
there you go.
Cool.
The nude scene. It's just
Ben Grimm says Lawrence does a full frontal scene. Nice.
John Wick style. So it's definitely go watch it.
Yeah. Oh man, did you hear? Fuck. Well, I won't. No, you don't like spoilers for that, so I won't do it. But
No, please.
it's not.
Someone
really.
gets nude though. If not, I'm cool with that.
There is something on the horizon that apparently has a dick scene that's really
A dick scene.
place. Yeah, a dick scene.
Whose dick are we seeing? Now I am curious.
Well, you want a dick spoiler?
Yeah, sure. Yeah, dick
I'm not
spoiler.
listening. I'm
Apparently, Cillian Murphy shows brains.
Oh, yeah, I heard
and it's
that.
like,
Oh, he shows
Yeah.
his balls too. It's good for him. It's not a stunt cock.
so there you- I don't know. You have to ask Cillian Murphy. You just shoot it from the
Scarecrow.
side, and it's just fuck. I almost probably did something Todd would have had to edit, but it's
Thank
sort of like a
and I'm
19.
distracted now because
Wouldn't that? That's like what if
I'm
it's
confirming
after?
a guest.
If it's after the bombs and that like irradiate. What's the term? This is a long show and I'm already losing my mind. The nuclear, it just turns his dick into
Fallout?
like a Godzilla dong.
Wadzilla.
There you go. That's like the last shot. It's like Boogie Nights, and his dick is like got like fucking trees growing on it and like shit. Like
He
There you
starts
go.
the new porn movement.
Oppenheimer, they just do a Once Upon a Time in Hollywood. Oppenheimer goes and does
Oppenhammer.
Oppenhammer. That's got Todd.
You're welcome.
I'm gonna take a second to text our friend Slava and see if he's down.
You want to make a fucking?
I thought of a porn parody. I'm kind of like shocked no one's made yet, and I kind of want to do it.
I'm down.
And if you don't just yell it out on air, you should already know what it is.
This is Mama Shark.
Don't think about it, Dan. You might say it.
No, I won't say anything. Oh,
yeah, Bog Zombie says Killian showed his wang in 28 Days Later too. Yeah, so we've seen it. Good call,
Oh.
Bog Zombie.
well, there you go.
He's not that big of a deal. So sorry, Killian Murphy. It was cold. Uh-oh.
Todd's on official Flesh Wound Business. Ghost. Well, I don't know anything inside about Lemon Popsicle Box, so I kind of got that vibe too, for what that's worth. But that's no inside info or anything.
Speaking of lemons, I still have one episode to go. I told Todd this. I don't know if I told you guys, but I started watching that Menendez Menudo documentary on Peacock. Find out why Eric needed lemons and or ketchup in the house all the time, and if there wasn't one, he would whine about it. It is disturbing as fuck, and hopefully we will make a T-shirt out of it. But I think I might be outvoted on that one, and I totally understand.
I heard something about another Menendez. I feel like I just know everything about that case now. It's kind of like Bundy. I don't need another Bundy doc.
No, you don't actually, because this one was new to me, and it's highly worth recommending. Well, I have to finish the last episode, so I'll let you know. But now, it's this could change the outcome.
Is it more sympathetic to them? Is it like is the tone of the doc? You know,
Not towards them yet, because it's about the kids in Menudo that got molested.
Oh, you're
And
early,
then he's one of Jose Menendez actually did that to one of those kids as well. So now
here spoilers. I haven't watched it yet.
Okay.
I haven't watched it either. All I'm gonna say is, wouldn't it be?
But he was publicly accused.
Whoever's like interviewing them. So are we gonna get Fright Night 2 on Blu-ray?
You
All right,
you're good.
I thought I had more ranting to do, but
Yeah, I mean,
I was trying to
guess-
hold back the bad words.
I hope people get paid.
A lot of
because
90s words you're about to get into.
I mean, I know you guys know people. I know some people that they're not getting paid enough to exist in California, and they should get paid.
Yeah, most writers have two jobs on top of writing, which sucks. But
Oh, you
Like,
have
the love of the passion for it. You know that you. This just shows the passion also, because they're fighting for what they want to do to make a living. Because honestly, if they could do it for free, they totally would. But they have bills to pay, and so do these fucking big ass companies. They are your bill. pay your fucking bill so you get money and you can bank off them. That's it. That's all it is.
And I do think, again, just to maybe, some of the one that's making almost 500 million, it might be a gesture of good faith to do something. I don't know what it would be, but I mean, that guy's obviously a
He's gonna rent a big ass fire hose and make him look like the 60s. Get the fuck off my lawn.
Maybe cut back a little bit, because again, what was it, Doc? I want to say it's that Dr. Dolittle movie that Robert Downey Jr. did. Now he got paid,
that was like fucking ages ago. He's also Robert Downey, dude.
But he got paid an insane amount, and I'm like, okay, just because Iron Man was huge doesn't mean. I don't think anybody's worth The Rock getting 50 million. I don't care if it's the best fucking Christmas movie of all time. That is not worth it.
What if it's the big budget Santa sleigh reboot?
Well, then it'd be worth it.
Dan's like, I am wrong. I will eat my hat.
I want Ryback in Santa's sleigh. But
no, he's obviously going to be the Krampus. Come on.
But yeah, no. I mean, these monster salaries, I don't think are going to be worth it for just about anything now. 50
and
million,
you know what? With all those guys, showing their support, it's going to help their actors, under them too, if they,
But also all the graph people, all the fucking lighting people, everyone that works on set to make this magic come to life. Pay them all what they fucking deserve,
and pull back your ridiculous fucking budgets. And you
don't need to pull them back, but spread that shit out to the people that fucking need it. Ben Grimm, yes, 50 million for an Amazon Xmas movie too, not even theatrical. Bezos has money to shit. So.
Yeah, but they've been doing those Amazon movies theatrical now too, though. That's like been the model, do those first and then a month later.
Play a week and then you.
How would you not throw it in the fucking theater?
I'm sure. Well, that's what. Well, now especially, like I said, a lot of stuff's going to get shifted.
Anything that even just costs 50 million total should probably be thrown in a theater right now. I mean, my God, that's insane. If it's just on Amazon, people are going to forget about it in a week.
But don't forget too, inflation. Shit has gone up. So $50 million is probably like back in the 90s. Well, 20, 30.
There's still not a lot of people getting 50 million. I mean,
it still doesn't impact inflation. Shit is more expensive now.
No, sure. I think The Rock's inflation proof at this point. I think he's okay.
I don't know. His XFL failed. The show got canceled.
Is XFL done again?
Or lost a shitload of money.
That's not a movie, but that's another example. Nobody gives a fuck. Stop doing it.
I don't think that was the problem. I think an alternative to the NFL is not a bad thing, but I think trying to do it with the XFL brand that already has a stink on it was a problem.
Yeah.
Bog Zombie says, "Look what Amazon spent and lost on Rings of Power." I didn't watch it.
I am madder at that show than anything because it took away my ability to say I've only ever watched the first two Lord of the Rings movies. Wasn't worth it. I would rather still say I only saw two.
No, yeah. I only watched a few.
Invincible season 2 news coming soon.
I watched a few and I'm just like, man, it's not as bad as people were saying, but it wasn't good. And again,
but is Lord of the Rings like close to your heart? Like a lot of the that's a culture, dude.
I'm not a fan.
Put that in perspective. Yeah, put yourself in those shoes. They molested them.
I love the Peter Jackson trilogy. Then the prequels, I was just sort of checked out. I don't think I even watched the last one.
Oh God! Even in 3D, I was on my phone. That tells you something.
Yeah, I was just kind of over it. And again, prequels with me sometimes.
The only reason I remotely have any kind of kindness towards the Hobbit movies is because Manu Bennett got paid a grip, and I fucking love Crixus from Spartacus.
Oh, yeah. There you go. We need another Spartacus right now.
The new Justified haven't even.
They are going to do. Stephen DeKnight is working on a not spin-off, but something in that world.
Ooh.
Oh, okay.
But I don't know if he's working right now because he's a fucking writer. So
I forget the lead actor's name in season 1, but oh my God, that fucking doc they did on him is some of
Andy Garfield.
And
I know,
saddest
you've told me
shit I've
that.
ever seen.
And not Andy
never
Garfield,
watched
Andy
it.
Whitfield. Sorry.
You're pretty much just watching him die. It's fucking in front of his face. It is. I don't know why I even watched it. I was in a weird mood. I think
I know what it was then. Let's wrap.
I'm not going back there, Ted.
We still need to do the Spartacus watch along because Kruger's never seen it. So
Yes.
Cougar
I am
probably
fucking
likes
diehard. Yeah, he just has to get past the CG blood. But once you do, and you realize it's like a character, and it like makes it flow like Sin City, fucking that show's the fucking best. I love that shit.
All right,
Yeah.
Dan.
All right, guys, we're at the 2-hour mark, so we can wrap now. Can only talk about Cillian Murphy's cock for so long. I'm sorry.
We'll watch 28 days later.
Cocksuckers.
Another look at this. Yeah, definitely.
Yeah.
I think
Ron Perlman, here's your hit list.
Right.
if you that should be a movie, a meta movie where Ron Perlman's just
we're reviewing the Baker on the goddamn main show now. Ron Perlman, the 28th. I'm gonna have some rants ready to go, some clips from that.
Ron
So we're
Perlman.
not done with Strike Talk for sure.
I saw that and I'm like, what are you doing? You're directly threatening the guy like on video.
Hey,
Although he did walk it back, but
don't fuck with Clay.
So
Or the
guys,
Beast, whatever.
Beast. Hellboy.
That's
The
what they need
Beast.
to
Let's
do.
go with Beast.
Another live
Peter
action
Sewer.
Beauty and the Beast. Ron Perlman and Taylor Swift.
Okay,
Boom.
get us all out of here, Ted.
All right,
I'm
guys.
a Swiftie. Don't even give a fuck.
Check us out on Discord. If you're not on the Discord, the link is down below. You'll never miss out on any kind of physical media or sale because, yeah, our Discord's very good about that. I'll forget about something and I'll remember it through Discord. So get on that.
You'll be reminded through Discord.
Yes. Patreon.com/fleshwoundfeatures. If you enjoy our content, it all starts at just
Big
$1.
Crack Rock.
And yeah, we appreciate that very much.
That's a Taylor Swift song.
Yes. And we will be back. We'll be back this Sunday, Squared Circle Society, talking Dark Side of the Ring, XPW, all things wrestling. And
currently booking our next SCS guest. So probably won't be Sunday, but she's coming up.
Oh, nice.
Nice. You won't want to miss that. And what else? There's one other thing. Oh, next week I am excited. We don't have our full slate yet, but we are going to be covering the Sharksploitation doc on Shudder.
Yeah.
Which does that drop tonight? Because that might be Friday. Okay.
Actually, there's one I would like to add, Todd. Let me find. Anyway. Continue.
Are we not allowed to announce the guests because people are speculating?
No.
Well, no. They can wait till I have a date and time.
Yeah.
You did say gender, so.
Oh, did I?
You did.
You did. But
how do you know
it's 2023?
Could be having the body back. Don't assume.
There you go. Yeah. Oh, wait. Before we go, Todd, are we making that Vegas thing happen?
I don't know yet. We'll talk off air.
Okay. You could see some God, I don't think we could even do it on YouTube.
Oh, I remember talking about now.
Let's just say The Hangover is going to look like a G-rated film, depending if this actually happens.
I still have to talk to Caesar. And now, with my car issue, that's another issue.
Oh, that's true.
Like I said, I'm going to talk to Caesar.
All right, gentlemen. Thanks for watching. Good night.
Good evening.
All lives matter. I'll see you in Disneyland.